Hi guys, it's Belle here and I am back with Margarete Miller Monday and it is week 13. As always, I will leave links down below to the Margarete Miller's YouTube, her Etsy where you can purchase the digital prompts from, and don't forget to check out my playlist of my previous 2 years and this year's so far. So let's get started. So the first prompt is a staring tool. So I went through some magazines and I got this. It's great. I think I'm going to use this one, these spoons, although I love this one too. Aren't they beautiful? A dictionary page. So I have 2 dictionary pages here because I'm trying to decide if I want to use the word bake or the word, where is it? Jam. I'm trying to decide which one to use, and these are vintage. A line of poetry. Again, I went through my magazines and I've got this poem all about spring flowers because we have just had Stara or the spring equinox, so you know it's spring now guys, which is great. A label again from those magazines, the Daphne's Diaries. I found these jam labels, which is why I'm thinking I'm going to go for the word jam. A path or a road. So I have this little image, which I thought was quite beautiful. And circles. I've got a whole ton of die cut circles. So let's get started. So I think what I want to do is I want to kind of tear this down because I want to see where I can put it on the paper and how I want it to look. I just thought this is lovely. It reminds me of little English villages. It's springtime, so people might be, you know, it's time to start going outside. It looks like spring with all the greenery here. Kind of like that. I'm going to trim that edge off. And although I often think of jam as an autumnal activity, I think that's mainly because that's when a lot of the fruit that I make jams with, like my plums and apples and that, are ready to be turned into jams, and blackberries and things, although my blackberry bush seems to come into season earlier and earlier each year. But basically I think of jams as autumn because that's when I tend to make any jam with my fruits. But obviously you can make jam at any time of year with whatever fruits are in season. So I think I've already stuck that down. I didn't even think about it. So I was thinking this spoon, but now I'm wondering, do you know what? Let's cut both out, or even this. That might be quite fun to put on there. Oh my gosh, now I just don't know what I want. So let's have a look. Let's cut all of these and see which one I like. Yeah, so we're going with, it's village time, mainly in the summer really. Here in the UK, we have village fetes, and normally as part of these fetes, you will have like a baking competition involved where people bring in their cakes or their jams or whatever it is they've made, and you know, prize goes to the winner, as well as obviously quite often there can be you know, veg competitions and things like that. I kind of like that one. I was going to try and go for this one, but I'm thinking it might be too big now, so let's have a look. Yeah, so that's where I'm going with this one, guys. I'm going with the idea of the summer, although it's spring, fetes and things like that, where it's here in the UK, go to the little villages, people have made their jams. It can get quite heated. Not the jam making, that's obviously quite heated. But I mean, like, that just covers up too much of the house, doesn't it? I think I'm going to go with this one. Okay. And then I'm thinking putting some of the dictionary down here. Yes, so I don't have my ruler nearby because of course I don't. Why would I have brought my ruler over when I'm working on this? I mean, it doesn't matter if that house is covered up, I suppose, because we've still got the path, which is what we need most. Do you know what? It really doesn't matter because I'm going to be sticking another jam thing on here anyway. Yeah, so it's spring, flowers, fruits are starting to bud, or fruit trees and bushes are starting to bud. This is always the time of year that I'm like, oh my gosh, I wonder what my fruit trees, how they'll be, because they often need a resting season. So one year I'll get so much fruit, it's unbelievable. Literally, I got so many apples last year that unfortunately some went to waste because there was just so many. It was like, it was ridiculous. And then I'll put that there. And then the next year I'll get hardly anything. Okay, so thankfully I have been adding words to a lot of mine, so I'm wondering what word I want. The garden finally starts to bloom. Yeah, I think I want that one. So I've kind of torn and cut that weirdly. Let's tear it a little bit. Wondering if I want to ink it actually as well, as it's very white. It says a line of poetry. I think I'm going to go for I feel the early springtime sun. The garden finally starts to bloom. I think I'm going to go with that one actually. I know I could have found a much better poem, you know, a favourite of mine or something, but this was in the magazine, and when I realised I was going to, yes, that'll go there perfectly. When I realised I was going to, let's do some mustard seed, use some of my Daphne's diaries, I just thought, you know what, let's go with it. I've got a little bit of green on here. Where is my green? Twisted citron. Yep, let's do some twisted citron. Let's just go with some of this. There we go, springtime colours, yellow for the daffodils and green because it's green. It's no real thought to that. Yeah, so I like that now. And we also need the labels. So I'm not going to stick these down just yet because then I'm also going to look for my circles. So in the labels, we actually have one that says homemade jam, and I quite liked the red of the strawberries, although now I'm looking at this yellow one, and we do have a lot of yellow and green on here, which might be quite fun. Or should we bring in another colour and make it a bit more colourful? And we just do have jam labels too, but I kind of like the one that says homemade jam. And it's a circle. So I feel I want that there. So we have jam, even if we can't read it very well at all on the dictionary page. What was the point of that? Who knows? But I did it. So we have homemade jam. I almost want to add a little jam pot, but we'll leave off that at the moment. And then we have some fun circles. I found this fun one. I'm thinking I'm going to use one of these as the actual tab. It's quite a big tab. Because again, I had these in my stash. I'm thinking I could actually stick it behind there as well, because that hasn't fully stuck down yet, which is brilliant. So let's write, where's the pen? So it's week 13. So let's just write a 13 on there. Let's do a 13. And then let's add this as the tab. Do you know, I always used to love summer and winter. Well, and autumn. Mainly autumn and winter, if I'm honest. Summer, because when you're a kid, it's the summer holidays and you're like, yes, off school. But as I've got older, I really appreciate all the seasons for what they bring. But secondly, I feel like that should go down a bit further. I really love spring now. I think it comes with also having my own garden with my own like fruit trees and fruit bushes, and having grown vegetables and herbs and things, because, you know, spring is the season you start seeing things and planting for the summer months and things like that. And I don't know, what was the point of having that dictionary page, Belle? And I've got these fun ones. These are actually washies that have then been, I've used like strips of washi and then cut them out as, get your words, Belle. Cut them out as shapes. I'm just wondering if I want any of those. Or even down here, I could actually do it underneath, couldn't I? Okay, so these could be cut in half. And we're going to have that over the top of it anyway. I mean, it does say circles, but I can use circles in whichever way I wish to use them, can't I? I mean, it's taking the circle idea, but using it in the way I want to use it. So that is what's important. So I think I'm going to just layer these up along the bottom. Let's have a look for a fun. Let's use one of the washi ones because I really like the colours on that. I think I might do that. Okay, so let's lay these down. And then we can lie the, put the line of poetry on top of it. So yeah, I know things say a prompt, like it says bonus circles, but I'm using my circles in a different way. You don't have to be literal. You can be. I have been in plenty, but you don't have to be completely literal. And we've got a circle here anyway with the label, and we've turned a circle into a tab. He words out, Belle. It's because I'm thinking. That's what the problem is. Now I'm looking at this. I'm wondering if I want this somewhere too. I don't think I do. I think I'm fine with those. Let's stick this down now. So yeah, it's a bit of a simple one. It's quite pretty. But in my head, there's a reason. Like there's a theme. We all know I like a theme. If possible. Wondering if, like, I want another circle there. I mean, that would obscure the path a bit more. No, we're just going to leave it as is. I really wish I had my bone folder over here, but I don't. I've cleared my craft table because I've just finished a project and I like to clear everything away and reorganize everything. So yeah, so here we go, guys. It's a simple one this week, but I like it. Let me know what you think down below. So a stirring tool, we've got these spoons, spatulas, whichever you want to call them. A dictionary page, which actually was supposed to say jam, but the only bit you can now see is sugar. A line of poetry, we've got this one. I've just realised that's at an angle. I don't think I can move it now. Okay. A label, we've got a label here for homemade jam. A path or a road, we've got a path through this little village. And bonus circles, so we've used the circles in lots of different ways. So that came together quite quickly and nicely, and it just makes me think of spring. That's why I love doing these collages and love theming them. When I looked through last year's ones, like you could see the changing of the seasons and all the memories that I had and things like that. So books I'd read, films I'd seen. I like doing things like that. So we can think about a Ostara that's just happened and fruits and things in the garden. So thank you so much for watching. Please do like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll be back soon with another video, and wherever you are in the world and whatever season it is, if you're in the other hemisphere, I still hope you're having lots and lots of crafty fun. Bye.